Hey everybody, Fifth Horseman here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and today, unless I screw it up, we are landing on Moho. We've got a couple burns here planned. The first one is to get us into Moho orbit. The second one is to slow down, to get us into Moho orbit and slow us down so we've almost got no fuel left in this tank. And then the second burn is to crash this thing into Moho so we don't have to leave any debris. And then the third burn, which we don't have planned yet, but it'll be pretty easy, is to actually get us into a nice little Moho orbit. And then we're going to observe this. We're going to observe this. High over Moho. Keep. Okay, Merendel, your first job. Go ahead and get your EVA report, definitely. Also, take all the data out of here. Okay, now we have no more need for the science on this. All that thing is for now is fuel. Okay, this is a 2,000 meter per second burn. It's guessing it's going to be 21 minutes, but that's got to be garbage. It's going to be closer to 3 minutes. So at a minute and a half, we need to start this burn. Whoa, oh geez, okay. No panicking, no panicking. I didn't realize my computer was off. There we go. We have an apoapsis, and we have 168 meters per second left in this tank. I think I'm going to burn down to about 10 or so. Might as well use up as much of this as we can. Okay. Please tell me we are... Yes. Actually, that's pretty cool. We are heading this way, right? 4 minutes. 1 hour, yes. So actually, you know what? I'm just going to burn this tank out. There we go. Let's go ahead and kill this. We can now dump this tank. Goodbye. And it's just going to crash because we actually have a periapsis. I didn't even plan for that, but it's pretty cool. That's very Scott Manley-esque here. So we're gonna burn up to get a periapsis back up around 20. That works for me. And once we do this burn, I think I'm gonna watch my other thing crash because I like watching things crash. We brought it all the way out here. We should be able to see it crash. Okay, we don't even need this. We're just going to burn until our periapsis is at 20. There we go. And now, at that periapsis, we are going to do a retrograde burn to bring our apoapsis down. And I got to figure out what's equatorial. This is equatorial. I want to land somewhere near the equator so that when we take off, we're kind of matched up with everybody. So I think we're going to do this burn here, and then we'll try to plan to land in one of these craters or something like that. I seem to remember Moho being kind of a pain to land on. But we'll worry about that when the time comes. You served us well, engine. Do not think of this as a punishment, but as a reward for your service. Here we go. Coming on down here. Looks like we're right near the pole. If only there was some kind of experiment we could do, like in the Interstellar mods, but other than that experiment, I'm not too hip on the Interstellar mod, to be honest. But here we go. We're coming down, and the first contact with Moho. Oh, it made it over that cliff, and not that one. Okay. Hey, look at that. Perfect timing. Jump to the ship. Close the alarm button, pause. Perfect timing, and we watched that from up here. So that was pretty exciting for the guys. Let's see, it's, what is it, 164 meter per second burn. Surprisingly large amount of it in this tank here. This guy's engine is off. So yeah, it is definitely these engines that are doing it. But I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to have to transfer fuel to them, I think, because I'm pretty sure these things are supposed to be full when we start to land. That's what I get for trying to be tricky. And rock a rhyme that's right on time. Okay, our apoapsis is coming down to about 20? 20 by 19, perfect. Okay. Now we can detach these guys from each other. And I am going to go out and out. So now we can oh, we do have to launch back up into this orbit because we have to recouple with this guy, but oh well. No bigs. Let's go ahead and decouple. You are now free to orbit Moho as long as you want. We made a kind of a stupid mistake of aiming ourselves really close to you, but that'll make us wander away slowly. Now we need to decide which way are we going here. We are going. This is 28 minutes from now. This is 6 minutes from now. So we're going around the dark side of the planet. I don't think Moho orbits or rotates that quickly. I'm gonna do a plan here at sunrise to bring us down right at the lip of this crater and just see what that does for us. Maybe do this just a little bit like this. I know it's gonna make connecting back to our orbiter less ideal, but we're gonna do it anyway. Okay, right there on the far lip of the crater. Pretty much perfect. Okay. And we are ballistic. We are coming in. There is no stopping us. I hope this works. It's kind of fun not worrying about anything on the ship other than flying it. Okay, let's get this maneuver node set up the way we like it. Right at the point of collision. If we slow down, that's going to take 822 meters per second, which is more than enough. We have more than enough to do that. So I think we're going to be fine. I'm moderately concerned about the hills, but I don't think there's any real need to be. Once we crest these, though, I'm definitely going to, because this is the crater, right? Yeah, this is the crater. Oh, look at this. This is perfection on a stick. Okay. So let's get ourselves aimed retrograde here. And I am going to make an executive decision. We're killing the maneuver node. We are lowering the landing gear. And we are going for it. We're just going to bring this thing down so it's straight down. We're already in surface mode. We should have absolutely no problems. Except me doing things wrong. Okay, impact time is 18 seconds, so we really don't have time to screw around. I'm going to use the nav ball for this. We are traveling 113 meters per second. Let's slow that down to about 50. Okay, 12 seconds to impact. I mean landing. Ah. Just going to keep the engines prepped. Watching the nav ball and not the thing here. We are 7 seconds from impact. There's our shadow, so now we're in definitely familiar territory. And we've landed. A little bit rougher than I wanted. I think I'm going to turn the HUD off for landings. The HUD makes it a little bit hard to land because I keep watching it. Are you ready to be the first Kerbal on the surface of Moho? Woohoo! Yes, you are. Oh, don't break your ship. I always hate it when they fall out under the ship. Okay. Take a surface sample, do an EVA report, keep the data. Now let's go ahead and collect these science experiments. I'm hoping to get some... Oh, there we go. Test engine cluster landed at Moho. Never going to do it. Yeah, I'm hoping we'll get plant a flag on Moho is what I'm hoping for. Okay, I've given up. We're obviously not going to get a plant flag on Moho mission. So, let's go ahead and head back. No Moho contracts, sadly. Okay, you, though, are officially ready to come home. Go ahead and get yourself off of the thing there. We do not need to take this EVA report. Come on. Just go ahead and land, I guess. We'll start from... Go ahead and hop in there, and yeah, let's see. We've got a little bit of fuel left in these guys. We could probably just honestly take off and meet up with our ship. Let's go ahead and set it as a target. That way we have something to aim at. Is that the actual target? That is. Which is over here on the nav ball, I think. It is. Okay, we are going to make a very aggressive gravity turn here. When we don't need the engines here anymore, we are going to dump them. Whoa, crazy time. We still have 800 meters per second, so I'm hoping that's enough. We are going to get our apoapsis up to about 15, as painful as that's going to be. And when I say painful, I mean it's because it's... we can't time warp very much. But that's looking good. Now, at that apoapsis... Oh, wow. Yeah, at this apoapsis, this is going to be interesting. We can fix everything from there. Wow, this is crazy. Oh, those things are crashing. I don't know where our target is. Oh, I know where our target is. It's right there. It helps when you don't turn off the thing. We are able to time warp here at the luxurious speed of 10 times. Which makes it a lot easier than doing 4 times physics warp, that's for sure. We are 8 seconds away from our... apoapsis. I'm just going to do this burn here. There we go. 17 by 10. I think that works. Okay, now, when we cross orbits here, I want to do this so that we're actually in the same orbit as our target, which is, this is going to cost 120. Yeah, we're fine. We got 391 meters per second. I think it's worth it because we're so close to him anyway that it's gonna be a tiny amount. So we're definitely gonna do this here, and it doesn't really matter what side we do it on. And we need to slow it down a little bit too, without slowing it down too much. 10 by this, and then we'll just wait for an encounter. We've been doing this mission for, what is that? 279 days. I think a couple orbits around Moho isn't going to be that big of a deal. We should be pretty good now. Oh yeah, that's nice. 0.5. I think we can live with that. Okay, now I make a maneuver node here, and then I go up in orbit, up in orbit. Let's go down in orbit, and then right there. That will put our periapsis here at 5, which is lower than I'm willing to do. So let's actually go up in orbit and instead speed up a little bit to get it right there. 2.5 kilometers, and we're good. Okay. Okay, as we're coming over one of the two poles, we are getting ready for our tiny little 2.6, 2.8 meter per second burn here, and I want to be in map mode. And I also think, after I get down a little bit closer, I'm going to actually kill the maneuver node here and do this by eye. For a second I thought, oh, I could just jump over to him and get him over here, but that's not a Kerbal floating out there. That's an empty husk of a return vehicle. I think Moho has Aurora Borealis, even though it has no atmosphere. While neat, I'm going to call shenanigans on believability there. Okay, we are 3 minutes away. This maneuver node means nothing to me. You mean nothing to me, maneuver node. I am going to push our... I'm just going to go about halfway and see what that does for our encounter here. It makes it worse. I'm going to end up wasting more fuel than that I would save by getting really close. And it's also possible that now that we're a little bit closer... where is my... That's my programmer. Retrograde's over there. I cannot imagine that pushing it closer wouldn't be better. But it's not. That's crazy. Yeah, we're actually closer to it now than what our thing says. So I think, you know what, I think that, I think that KSP is wrong. I'm just going to get my prograde marker heading towards him, and we're going to just do this the old-fashioned way. We're going to eyeball it. Well, with the help of high-tech tools. Very sedate 2.8 meters per second. Even if I did hit him, it shouldn't cause any problems. But here is our ship. We have finally gotten home here. Okay. We're going to set that as our target. We are going to control from here. We are going to go forward a little bit because we've got to get back around the other side of him here. Actually, this is the first docking I've done since the Jewel Apollo mission. Which is kind of amusing, really, when it comes down to it. Okay. Let's go ahead and kill our relative velocity here. And then get ourselves aimed. Basically... Yes, it's not going to be the nicest dock, but it's two tiny little craft, so what are you going to do? Okay! What you're going to do... Oh, look, he even gave us monopropellant. I could have used monoprop. Oh, well. Okay, well, we've got the engine on the back of this thing. Actually, this is a more efficient engine. Although, nah, I'm not going to bother. So... We need to, though... Oh, I'm off center. I didn't even realize that. Because I dumped stuff out of the fuel tanks. I was thinking there was 2 fuel tanks, but there's 3. Glad I noticed that. Let's go ahead and just dump this all out. I guess we'll leave this in orbit around Moho. We don't really need it. I wish I could transfer the monoprop from here into here. Oh, there was a probe car in this guy, so I actually could have made my encounter better. Oh well. That's what happens when you don't design the ship. Okay, there's no fuel left in this. We don't need it. Goodbye. Okay, now these guys, though, are in trouble. Actually, all we need to do is fill them up for the center tank here. But yeah, we're ready to go. And I believe that the trick is, when we get back to Kerbal, these parachutes, which I am not going to fire these Separatrons. I don't know why you put them on there, but they scare me. And we also need to stage this engine. There we go. we're going to land on these parachutes, the whole thing, and then once we land, we're going to disconnect this, and then recover this as landed on Moho, and this as orbited Moho. That's what he said, and I like it. So, we got $3,000 here, and ideally what we want to do is, let's see, we want to leave Moho prograde, which is going to be very hard on the orbit we're on right now. So, what I want to do, first of all, let's figure out when we're getting back to Kerbin, and we're going to use the trick that I use. So, I'm going to do this, and I will be back when I know when I'm going to be burning back to Kerbin. Okay, I have a pair of burns. They are not the best burns in the world, but I don't have anything better to use the fuel for, so I'm going to do it. This one is a fairly hefty prograde and normal burn, which is going to equal out to about $2,000. We've got over $3,000. And then the second one is a little dinky 378 one that gets me an encounter with Kerbin. And the bonus is they're happening now, whereas all the other ones I was looking at were like several Moho orbits from now. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to screw with that. I'm just gonna do it. And the main reason it works now is because we're right at the descending node, because we're leaving right as we're getting here. So we might as well just take off and take advantage of this descending node thing. So let's see. It's in 23 minutes. It should actually be right around a 3-minute burn. So yeah, we're just going to do this, and I'll be back when the burn is done. Okay, I brought you back as I'm starting this burn, just for those of you who are yelling at your screens that I was controlling from the command pod instead of the probe core. I fixed that, so we're fine. It's saying the estimated burn is now 4 minutes, but I still think it's going to be closer to 3, simply because Kerbal Engineer is almost always smarter than maneuver nodes. Okay, we are burning our apoapsis up here and our descending node relative to Kerbin. That was where what the normal was for, was to get this. And as soon as we get a connection, and we're not getting a connection. Grrr. Still got 1,000 meters per second, but I'm actually going to slow down so that our orbit gets back onto Kerbin. There we go. Now, here, one more orbit through. That's the caveat here. We're going to speed up a little bit and get our Kerbin encounter. Yay! Okay, well, Merendel, you are on your way home. And let's just, for the fun of it here, when are you going to be getting home? This periapsis is in a year and 152 days. So just so you know, you're going to get here before some of the Jool ships get to Jool. Which is pretty cool. So I'm going to be I'm going to do all these burns as they come. The next thing to happen, though, we might as well get you out of Moho's sphere of influence. Goodbye, Moho. Thanks for the science. And the next thing to happen is a couple correction burns and the dress window. I'm still trying to say dress the way everyone else does. I'll never say mun, but I'll definitely say dress. So when we come back, we're actually probably going to be launching a dress ship. Somebody has said they're going to try to make me one, I think next week, which is actually this week as far as this thing is concerned. So don't feel the need to make me a ship, and there's a fairly decent chance I'll have flown it already when this comes. But if you want to, feel free to make me one. It can't hurt. And then the next thing that's going to be happening, though, is people are going to be showing up at Duna, which is pretty cool. I hope you enjoyed watching me do a trip to Moho. I definitely enjoyed doing a trip to Moho. Very good ship, Merendel. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the trip. I am Fifth Horseman, and I will, as always, talk at you later.